How's it going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have the Driven front end loader. This is available from Target for $44.99. I did the initial unboxing and kind of testing and messing around the house a little bit. There was one issue that arose where the boom went all the way down and got stuck. It seems not to be doing that, maybe because it has like little notches in it, and I just think it went a little bit too far and it got itself stuck. I pulled it back up and it's fine. You hear that beeping, and then of course you have to start it just like a real vehicle, and then your controls work. These are fresh batteries. They feel honestly kind of weak. That's your horn. I feel like these batteries feel really weak, to be honest with you. So stay tuned, because I think I will be doing a full rechargeable battery upgrade to this right here, but we're gonna see if it's worth it. So just as a quick reference guide, they turn it off. This is that weird size I was talking about from Huina. They have a loader and a dump truck, and they're just like this weird size. You can see how much bigger this is. This is the 1550. Yes, the bucket is off, I know, but this is the 1550, and you can see how much larger it is. So in my opinion, these are more like 1/18 scale, even if they're say 1/14 or 1/16, they're more like 1/18. This one, or maybe smaller, maybe like 1/20th, or maybe a little bit bigger than that, and 1/19, some weird size. This one I feel like is 1/18 scale. That was what I feel like is 1/16 scale. So just for scale reference. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna start our loader. There is a sleep mode. After so long in inactivity, we'll go into sleep mode, which saves your batteries. I think that's kind of cool. Like I said, if you don't start it, it doesn't run. You got your down. So this time I'm actually gonna hold it. 1, 2, 3, and then still comes up. So before I held it for more than 3 seconds. I mean, I held it for 3 seconds, it's fine. I think before it was kind of a weird incident. I did pull on it and it kind of clicked and it maybe went up a gear. Now it doesn't get stuck. So I don't know if that was like a weird thing. See, I'm going down as hard as I can, and then still goes up. So it was a weird thing that happens. If it's so, gently kind of pull up on it while you're hitting the button to freely. So I'm hoping that's a secluded event. So let's go ahead and we're gonna pick up some of this P-wash gravel right here. Wait, I dumped it prematurely. So one thing I'm curious to see, this is loose rock. You can see how it's spun there a little bit. I'm curious to see how it behaves on loose rock, right? And this is a very tall dump truck, by the way. Kind of almost have to jerk it a little bit because the angle. Oh, I did have a little more. I guess it did have a little more angle. That's not really terrible. Like sticky dirt or wet dirt may stick a little bit to the bucket. So you can see that little bending action there. This is very similar to the Huina version of the small one, but like I said, this one is much bigger than the Huina. So is the shovel. I just feel like it's underpowered a little bit. I feel like they should have did 6 batteries instead of 4. But hey, so you can't really, let me go back. Make sure I hold it. I'm bumping it up as I'm going forward. It's fighting for traction. Those are plasticky tires. That's all she's got. And then I'm gonna hit the lift button. That rock is very heavy. I will give it that. Whoop, go away. The turn is decent. Whoa, why was it dumping so prematurely? Whoops. So it's definitely, you can definitely work with it. I think it's the best. Obviously, Huina does make a more hobby grade version. I I've seen it for around $200 now. XK, or basically, what is it? WL Toys has one, or XK or whatever. I've had the excavator on the channel, and it was incredible. They have a loader. I think it's around $200, but we're talking, you know, more than 4 or 5 times the price. So there is that. So let's try to get another scoop. So I'm kind of seeing me kind of bumping it up a little bit. So it kind of scoops up the pile. Down, just like that. So you can actually load some rock on here. I don't know if topsoil would be better. I currently don't have any bags of topsoil, and I don't want to get the heavy, clumpy, rooty, really tough stuff to deal with because this won't like it. Sand, I think topsoil and gravel seems to work okay. You also want to do some kind of topsoil sand, something that's just really so it works. I will give it that. For $44, it's kind of hard to really nitpick too much. Oh, I'm going the wrong way there. There we go. I'm only going to do a couple more scoops. I'm going to kind of gather it. Like, this stuff is really heavy. This rock is extremely heavy. It seems to want to pick up quite a bit of weight for what it is. So I'm just going to ram it. Slowly bump it up. I'm curious, could it lift a full bucket of rock?
No.
Let's cut it down to half. Nope. It is. Dude, that is, I would say more than half. I would say that's just over half. I'd say about 65% full. So that's probably now this rock is going to be much heavier than dirt, by the way. And I love the fact that they put the batteries in the back for weight. That makes perfect sense. Like, it's still not one, even when it was full, it's still not wanting to tip over. So that tells me that they figured that out with the batteries in the back. I mean, you can dump rock, dirt, and especially you can like bump it like that, and it'll all come out. So, and it rolls and it turns, and you know, it has a little flashing light. It has a backup beeper, a horn, ignition, up, down, left, right. I mean, I'm genuinely, for $44, like I said, Huina, you know, has a few things. I think this was $38 from T-Mart. This was like, I think $30 or $40. The front end loader, you can get it for about $38 to $48. So they're right at this price point. But I feel like this is just looks a little bit bigger. It looks a little bit better in my opinion. I like the orange is more unique. I don't know if the other one can perform better scooping. Let me know if you guys have one that I'm referring to. I wish I knew the number for you guys. Let's get a look. Man, that is a lot of shit. Well, it's that time of the year where squirrels are mad at each other, stealing each other's nuts. And they're trying to hide it. You can see a bunch of them being hidden on our porch. So honestly, it's not bad. This is actually kind of fun. It may perform better with topsoil. Like, I'm completely dumping just about everything in there. And you can bump it a little bit like that, and it's like 100%. That is 100%. It's got a decent angle to it, considering the fact, and it folds up just fine. Reasonable speed, looks very realistic. Seems to be very smooth. I'm curious how it would perform with just a little bit more umped. I'm sure it has some kind of anti-stripping mechanism. That's why I was able to unfree it, and then when it had too much weight, it just clicked, but it's still working. So it's got to have something to keep it from stripping, I would imagine. I would hope at least. So it's tough also to get traction. As you can see, if they were not spinning, let me put a little weight on it, it would push right through. So I feel like dirt, it would do a little bit better pushing a pile or cutting through a pile. Cutting through it. So, you know, let's cycle it. Oh, wait, wrong way. So that's not bad. by any standard. That's all the way up. It's literally hitting the top right here. That's all the way up. That's impressive. And then of course it goes all the way down enough to grade with it. So all in all, I can say it's got a little bit of decent power. I'm curious. The only thing else I'm curious on is I got the weight. It seems to get around just fine on the gravel. Like I haven't got it stuck yet. So there it is, full speed on the gravel. It's not getting stuck. Let's see if we can drive over the gravel pile too. The wheel might wrap around the wheel. If it bottoms out against the bottom of it, it's the only time, and they just spin free. So that's the only time. Could you, theoretically, these are like almost like a hard plastic. You know what? You can totally separate that and put a rubber wheel on here. Or 3D print something softer. You could 3D print, if you had the dimensions, you could 3D print a TPU tire to be a lot softer. You can definitely, I think you could do a rechargeable battery in it. There's plenty of room back here for it, and it'd be a weight in the back. There's also a room inside of here. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. This whole top cover comes off. The wires are actually neatly zip tied. Everything that connects onto this thing, including the front motor, the other motors, everything is all plugged in a little connection, so nothing is soldered. Everything can be unplugged and done in, so it's very easy to assemble for them, probably, I'd imagine. It's nice and closed, off and on switch, works just fine. It's even got a little bit of detail with the exhaust and the drive shafts underneath, steps there. It's not really bad. $44. You know, I could never imagine getting something like this, you know, a few years back. So yeah, not terrible with 1/16 scale. Could you pull it off? Probably from a distance. I would probably try to stick it to smaller, a little bit smaller trucks. But all in all, I definitely think it's worth $44. As of right now, I think it's worth 44 bucks. It's $44. So you can't ask that much out of it. So what I believe, with a proper rechargeable battery in it, this thing will have a little bit more pep, a little bit more oomph, and I think it'll help it. I definitely, so 4 AA batteries at 1.5 volts is 6 volts. I definitely would not go over 7.4. I have a tendency to go really high on voltages, but I like to test them so you don't. Don't worry that the drift vehicle that I just did a video for, the Sharper Image Drift, Burnout Drift, yes, I did a video on it. And I actually used 7.4 volts. 7.4 volts worked beautifully in it. Of course, I had to go further to try it for you guys. I went to 11.1 volts 3S and it burned the board. So what I did is completely remove the board. I have an ESC servo and receiver for it, but I will be using the same factory motor. So that means it'll have proportional, hopefully proportional steering, throttle, and it'll work with a much nicer radio for adjustability. So I think that's gonna be really cool. Stay tuned for that video, and also stay tuned for the modification video for this. I don't think it's gonna be anything too tricky. Technically, we could just solder a connector, or we could technically get a plug, probably plug in with another different kind of adapter on it. We have options here, or heat shrink, whatever. We have options, so I'll let you guys know. I'm probably gonna do like a 2000 milliamp ion battery pack. I'm not gonna do probably polymer or anything too strong like that. As long as it's like a little 20-25 C is all you need for this. And it should hopefully fit the 2000, hopefully should fit back here. We may have to go that way a little bit, but that's no big deal. It shouldn't interfere with anything. If not, we could also put it inside here as well, because it's very accessible. As far as little guys in there, if you could find, hold on, the wheel turns. No way. Yep, the wheel turns. Look, look, the wheel turns. See that? Can you see that? Is it too dark?
Yeah, hold it like that, yeah.
The wheel literally turns. So you could definitely put a guy in there, sitting in it and turning the wheel. I think that would be cool. Even a half figure, like the lower torso, like putting even a half figure in there, I think that would look cool. Like I said, I like the orange. A lot of them are yellow. So there you have it, guys. Driven, I think is what it's called, from Target. Don't forget they have a dump truck that this can reach and dump into it. It's around the same height as that, and it was able to dump in there. So I do believe it'll dump in that, and that dump truck will dump, and it's radio control, so it'll go perfectly with this. Don't forget you also have a scissor lift, and then of course you also have the good old garbage truck, like a little city effect. So stay tuned, there'll be tons of other construction videos coming up. I do have all my construction stuff that I never set up the proper construction site. I think now is the time to do it, kind of get back into the construction stuff again, get out the hydraulic excavator, see how they're doing, see how the 336 is doing as well. So if you're interested in construction equipment, there'll be more to come. And don't forget, there'll also be other videos as well, drift, mods, and tons of other stuff to come. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.